Well, good afternoon, everybody. We're going to go ahead and get started. It is 5:30, but would like to welcome you to the W.T. Harris Plott Road Water Main Project for Charlotte Water and Team. My name is Amanda DeWeese. I'm the communications consultant for this project. I work with a company called Chernoff Newman, and I have another team member on here. We are going to have an exciting evening for you, giving you some specifics about what is to come. If you can go to the next slide. So first, welcome to the meeting. One thing I do want to say, we are recording this public meeting. It will live on the project webpage after this event, so you can go back and reference it after the fact, as well as the PowerPoint, the presentation from this meeting as well, to share with neighbors or others that you think would be interested. We will introduce you to some key project team members that are involved. We'll give you a little bit of an overview of this project. Progress, a lot of work has actually been done already, even though construction hasn't yet started. We'll talk a little bit about construction details and the timeline of those activities. A little bit of give you some pictures of what construction activities look like, restoration efforts, things like that. We'll give you all the information so you can make sure that you are connected to this project throughout construction. And then we will have a Q&A session at the end. We do want to encourage you to submit your questions. What you will do is look at the bottom right hand of your screen. There is 3 dots in the corner next to the chat option. If you click on that, it'll bring up the Q&A feature. So please type in your questions, and we will wait until the end of our meeting to get to it. So with that, we're going to go to the next slide, and I'm going to introduce you to Amy Burchell. She is with Charlotte Water, and she is one of the project managers for this project. Amy.
Thanks, Amanda. As she said, I'm Amy Burchell. I'm one of 2 project managers on this project, along with Brian LeBlanc. We have 2 contractors on board with this project, Sanders Utility and BRS. Freddie Young is the project manager for Sanders, and you will be hearing directly from him. And also Will Eisenhower is the project manager for BRS. We have 2 engineers that are working on this project. Initially, Brown and Caldwell did preliminary design, and they have stayed on as advisors. Andy Mitchell and Jay Fulmer are leading those efforts. With WSP Engineering, they are doing the detailed design, and you will be hearing from Chip Smith in just a minute. And you've already met Amanda and Katie Brewer are also, they're both with Chernoff Newman Communications. They'll be helping us with newsletters and so on. So why are we doing this project? This water main project will serve the eastern part of Mecklenburg County, just keeping up with growth with aging infrastructure. We want to make sure that we can serve our water customers without missing a beat. So if one part goes out, there's redundancy. We have another water main that will be able to pick up the slack. So as maintain the quality and reliability of service, and meet the current and future needs. This water main is nearly 5 miles long, 25,000 feet, going from the intersection down there at W.T. Harris and Idlewild Road, running along various roads, ending up on Plott Road, and finally up on the plaza. And with that, I will turn it over to Chip Smith.
Thank you, Amy. So project progress to date, we've been working on this project for approximately 12 months. What we've been doing so far is land surveying and underground utility markings. You probably have seen some of their sub-consultant crews doing this work out in the field. They've been diligently working on collecting this information. We've also done some geotechnical investigations, which are used to determine what type of soil conditions there are where the pipe will be installed and locate any rock that may be encountered. We're currently working on the design of the new water main, actually doing the construction plans. The plans are approximately 90% complete now, so we're very far down the road in completing the design of this project. We've also done erosion control plans, and we've gotten approval from the state who handles this for them, and that we have a permit already in hand for erosion control. We're also in the process of developing traffic control plans. We'll be coordinating with Charlotte's Department of Transportation and NCDOT on these plans, and they are nearing completion. And finally, easement acquisitions. We have started that process or been working on that for probably 6 months. Many of you may have heard from our real estate coordinator, Telex. They're handling the actual contacts of the individual property owners who easements are required from. Next slide. So just to kind of give you an overview of construction. Next slide. As I said, we started in September of 2020. Construction is expected to start in late 2021 or early 2022 and is expected to last 3.5 years. That's mainly because it's nearly 5 miles long. Next slide. So some of the overview of the water main construction activities, clearing and trimming within the easements of trees and shrubberies that need to be moved out of the way, moving construction equipment on the site where the pipeline will be installed, pipe delivery and storage. You'll see 36-inch diameter pipes strung out along the construction corridor at different parts of the construction. Also, part of that is establishing a safe work zone to keep private citizens and pedestrians out of the work area. It's an unsafe location and nobody should go in there except the contractor and authorized personnel. Also, traffic control. In some areas, there'll be need for lane closures and or temporary detours to work around the work zone where the road can't be maintained. Trench digging and placing pipe and backfilling. That's where actually the pipe is put approximately 6 feet in the ground, and so it requires a significant trench. And then the pipe is placed and put together, and then it is backfilled back to the original grade of the ground. Part of that is needed maybe some rock blasting. The Charlotte region has shallow rock in a lot of different places, and it may be possible that there may be some rock blasting. Freddie Young with Sanders Utilities is going to expand on that here in a moment. And then there'll be construction vehicle traffic within the easements. This is the excavator, dump trucks, any type of equipment that's used to do the trench digging, placing the pipe, and backfilling. Next slide, please. As with any construction, there's a potential for water service interruptions, especially when a new water main is being installed, and a temporary shutdown may have to occur on the existing water line. If there are any, they will be communicated to affected customers 72 hours in advance. Unplanned water outages are considered emergency and will be repaired as soon as possible. If you experience cloudy or discolored water, please run cold water for up to 15 minutes. This helps clean the water that gets dirty with a water shutdown. If it doesn't clear, call 311 and say emergency water for assistance. Next slide. What is rock blasting? Just a quick overview. It's removal of underground rock by use of small controlled blasting. Blasting is a standard construction procedure, and seismograph monitors record all vibrations to ensure they're within specifications. Impacted property owners will have the opportunity for a pre-blast survey so that their property or structure can be documented prior to any blasting near it. Next slide. So I'm going to turn it over to Freddie Young, who's going to give us a little bit more details of what rock blasting will look like.
Thanks, Chip. Along this route, we do expect some rock in areas, and prior to us getting there to do the actual rock excavation or blasting, any property owners within a 500-foot zone or 1,000-foot zone will be notified a couple of months in advance, and you will probably have a company called Vibertech and maybe another company that Charlotte Water also uses contacting you to do pre-blast surveys of any property that would be affected in that area. And we do this to protect you as a property owner and ourselves. And we simply document the existing conditions of the structures before we.
Hey, Freddie, is there a way that you can get closer to your mic? It is a bit hard to hear.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, perfect. Thank you.
Okay, so we do pre-blast surveys about 2 months in advance. We start contacting property owners to help protect you and ourselves, to show the existence of the structure and what the condition it's in. And as we get closer and closer to the time that we're going to blast, you will receive notifications. Hey, we're going to blast. We're going to blast on this day at this time, and you'll be notified in advance of when we're going to set a blast. When we do the blasting, we do small controlled charges. As shown on this chart here, we drill small holes in a pattern and load them and shoot with delays that help us control the vibration. And we monitor the vibration with seismographs, as Chip has mentioned before, as well as document the blast. This is not blasting like you would think of that you see explosions on TV and stuff like this. This is very controlled, and we're doing our job correctly. We're directing the energy into the ground to break the rock and see rock fly or jump up or any type of explosion. You may experience some slight shaking or hear a thump, but other than that, that's really all you should hear. We will place dirt and heavy mats on top of the blast to control any of this vibration or rock fly or noise. So you'll hear a warning tone before. Again, we will have signs up and we will communicate when we're going to blast, and we use air horns to warn hour before blast, 30 minutes before blast, and then right before the blast. So and we will contact. Mobilization, when we start to move to the site to start construction, you will see large equipment come out onto the site. You will see, as Chip talked about, erosion control methods such as silt fence and other going in to protect soil runoff, keep it from running off, getting into streams or lakes. This is large construction. This is 36-inch pipe, so you will see large excavators, large loaders, and once we start work, you will experience some construction traffic from dump trucks or pipe deliveries that you'll see along the side. Next slide. Active construction. No, we won't be doing the whole 5 miles at one time. We'll be working specific areas, progressing along the 5-mile route. And you'll see open trenches with shoring and fencing and barrels. You'll see traffic control. You'll see crews digging with these excavators and loading dump trucks, and with loaders moving pipe and stone. This big construction. See it, and you'll be notified in advance as we get to an area. Some cases, if we're working on a narrow street, we may have to repave the whole street once we lay through the pipe through the street. Next slide. When we are through, we will restore everything to as it was or better. You'll see areas that are seeded in straw with grass seed. You'll see new pavement and new patches and joined down, new curb and gutter and sidewalk in certain areas if we disturb those things. The ongoing process. Grass starts to grow, we may have to come back and seed it a couple more times to get it to fully come in. The areas of straw on the ground is if you're a property owner and you have your yard reseeded or the area easement reseeded, that you not cut this grass until it's fully established. Don't kill it, because when you're young, it's very susceptible to dying if it gets cut too close to the ground. So the next step, final easement acquisition, the mobilization of the construction equipment, and the construction again is expected to start in late this year, 2021, or early 2020. Next slide.
We can go to the next slide, and Amy will wrap it up.
Amy, you want to handle this?
So if you want more information, we will have this video posted on the website. There's additional information available there. You can always contact me, Amy Verschell. There's my email address, my direct phone number, or Brian LeBlanc, his email and his direct phone number. We will try to keep everybody as informed as we can. We'll be sending out letters. We'll hang notes on people's doors if it's a small area to be affected. We will also be sending out information through homeowners associations or neighborhood associations and posting information on Nextdoor. By no means are the people that you've seen today the entire team. There's a large group of people that are all working to make this a successful project. So thank you very much.
Yes, and for the Q&A, if there are any questions, please, if you don't mind, go to the bottom right corner, click on those 3 dots and go ahead and submit your question. We'll just give it a few seconds here. And as Amy was saying, there's, reach out to her with any questions. You can always go to our project webpage that was up there. And you can go there by charlottewater.com and go to projects and find W.T. Harris Plott Road project on there. And we will always be able to answer questions that you have and continuously be communicating. And with that, it looks like no questions are being submitted. So we want to thank you all for spending your early evening with us and hope this was helpful for you. Please wait in the next day or so. We'll have the recording up there as well as the presentation deck, and hope everybody has a great evening and week ahead.
Thank you.